Namaskar. My name is Satyajit Nath, and I live in Seattle, USA with my family. Today, I'll recite two poems for you. One is in Assamese, and the other is in English. They both have the same meaning. The poems honor an American who helped the Assamese language in a crisis over 150 years ago. That American's name is Reverend Miles Bronson. He was born in New York State and traveled to Assam in the 1830s. After he reached Assam, he studied the language and wrote an Assamese English dictionary. That dictionary helped to overturn a grave injustice. Before they read the dictionary, the British had stopped schools in Assam from teaching in Assamese. This was for 40 years, starting in the 1830s. The British did that because they wrongly thought that Assamese was a dialect of Bengali. So they asked schools to teach in Bengali instead. Bronson, with the help of a few key Assamese people, opened the eyes of the British to their mistake using the dictionary. The British realized their mistake and reverted their decision in the 1860s. Schools were allowed to teach in Assamese again. So because of his big contribution to the language, we can think of Reverend Bronson as the first Assamese American. I will now recite the Assamese poem. অসমীয়াৰ প্ৰথম আমেৰিকানলৈ। ১৫০ বছৰ আগৰ মিছনেৰীৰ এই কথা পালেগৈ শদিয়া দূৰ বষ্টনৰ পৰা। চকু যে পৰিলে সেই অঞ্চলৰ ভাষাত, মুগ্ধ হৈ লাগিলে তাৰ অভিধান লিখাত। লিখিলে যে সেয়ে ভাষা লিখোঁ এতিয়াও, শ্ৰদ্ধা সেয়ে ল'ব হে মাইলছ ব্ৰনছন দেও। Here is the English poem. To the first Assamese American. 150-year-old is this missionary's saga. From distant Boston, he arrived in a small town called Khodia. Laid his eyes when he did on the language of the region. Entranced, he got started writing its own lexicon. That he wrote is why we still write it as our language. For that, Reverend Miles Bronson, please accept this as homage. That's it today, students. I hope you have a wonderful American Thanksgiving, or a Canadian one, which I know is a little bit earlier, which you must have already had. And thank you very much for listening. Namaskar.